Rooms. In this short video, we'll take a look at rooms within Revit, how to create rooms, how to tag rooms, and how to modify rooms. To begin with, we'll start with 4 walls and 1 wall dividing the main space. The Room tool on Revit is on our Architecture tab, Room and Area panel, and you can see that we have several room tools here: room, room separator line, and tagging rooms. A room in Revit is more than just a tag or a label describing the name of the room. A room in Revit actually holds information about that room. So before we can start tagging rooms with the label of the name of the room, we must create rooms. Revit, while we create the room, will automatically place a tag the first time you create it. It will also find automatically the boundary of these rooms. We'll put one room in this side and one room in this side. And you can see the blue shaded area shows the boundary of that room. If you select the tag, a red boundary shows the room. This is showing you the boundary of the room in relation to the tag. The actual room, the element or the object of the room, you can find by these crosshairs. And all you do is hover until you find the crosshairs. An easy way to find them is by selecting the tag and looking for the green line to the center of the room. And you can move that center wherever you wish. But once you find that center, you can get near it and the crosshairs will show up, and if you left click, you will select the actual object, the room. If I go ahead and create another wall in the middle of this room, you can see that the room is now smaller. I can create a new room here. You can see that I have not created one yet. Or I can select this wall, and over in the Properties palette, there is a property for the wall that is room bounding. If I uncheck that mark, you can see that that wall no longer defines the boundary of the room. If I select that wall again and check the room bounding, now it does. Let's go ahead and uncheck that. So now we have one big room with a wall dividing it, though the wall does not divide it into 2 rooms. Conversely, over here we have one big opening that is one big room. Sometimes you might want to divide the room without a wall. For instance, if you have a foyer with no boundary into either a staircase, or if it's in your house, your kitchen or dining room. And to do that, you use the tool, the room separation line. If you select this, you can draw a line from one wall to the next, and now that wall will divide the room, even though there is no actual modeled element. If you don't want to see that line, you can always go to Visibility Graphics, Lines, and here's the room separation line here, and you can turn that off, and now you don't see it, and yet the room is still divided. I'm going to back up so we don't lose track of that room separation line. If you've been working on your model and you have created copies of your floor plan, or for some reason the label has been deleted from your model, the label of your room, you can always go to Tag Rooms. And if a room has been created, you can tag the room and it will keep the name and the room number the same as it was. And we can select that. Note that we haven't created a room here yet, and so I am not able to tag it. Once I put a room in, Revit will tag it for us to know later. You can also see rooms in section view. So let's create a section view through here. I'm going to actually put a new room here as well. So we have 2 distinct rooms that our section is going to cut. I'll double click here so we can go look at the section. You can see there are no tags of the rooms, but we can tag them, and they only go up to level 2. If we wanted room 4 to not only be a single story, but we wanted it to be a double height space, we can find the crosshairs. I had to press tab there to find the crosshairs for the room. I can select that, and you can see that the volume is a single space. I can grab the grip and drag that room to be a double height space. Now, because the room tool is more than just a label, if I select the room tool, you can see over here in the properties palette, you can add material finishes and other information to this room, which can be scheduled later.